can't see the back in this room, can you? Hello at the back. Hello at the front. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks. Do we sit down? Oh, okay.
Look how clean these couches are. I say every time I sit in them. How are you doing, David?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
Are you all right over there? Can we see you over there? Hello. Hello.
David, the last...
Oh, we're on a big screen. Look, that's fine.
That's your big heat. Big heat on the screen.
A big old heat.
Your big napper.
Aye.
Last time I sat here, I think I was speaking to Michael Sheen.
Oh, no. Was it awful?
It was lovely.
Did he drone on and on?
He droned on and on about you.
About me? Oh, that's all right then.
Yes, he had a lot of lovely things to say about you.
Well, that's all right then.
He said when you first met, you clicked straight away. Did you feel the same way?
I think that's probably true, yeah. Well, we first met on a film that we didn't really do anything on. Years and years and years and years and years ago. We never really got to know each other very well, and then we were cast together in Good Omens, and we just sort of, it happened at the read-through, really. We just started
That was it.
playing those characters, and it's been a lovely a gift that has kept on giving.
Well, I must ask you this, because when he said this, I thought, one day if I speak to David, I got to ask.
Yeah.
He said whenever there was a problem,
Yeah.
and you had to take the problem to somebody,
Yeah.
you would be the good guy and he would be the bad guy. You'd make him the bad guy. Is that true?
I would make him the bad guy.
Yeah, he said I felt like...
Really? Is that?
And David go, oh, no. You'd be like, oh. So what was that dynamic like?
God, I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Is he telling on you?
It sounds like it, doesn't it? Sounds like I'm being thrown under a bus there. I don't know. I think we complement each other very well.
I love that.
Does that work?
I love that. I like how he threw you under the bus and you're like, no.
No.
Good cop, bad cop.
No, I think we work as a team.
Love that.
That's what it is.
Now, I had a question as a Scottish person.
Okay.
I moved to LA a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And I don't know if you find this, and for those who don't know, every time I speak to an American person, they go, oh my God, okay, wee lassie.
Oh.
Do they do that to you when you first went over there and started working? Did they ape the accent?
You get a lot of people going, oh, it's great to meet you. I'm Irish.
Yes.
You get that a lot. But no, I think the Celts tend to be welcomed in America.
Yes.
I guess there's a lot of Irish and Scottish heritage out there, isn't there?
Yes.
So people are often very enjoy celebrating a link to a sort of ancestral homeland.
They do.
I love America. I love visiting America. So it's great to be. Anything that gets you welcomed there, I'm happy to take.
100%.
Yeah.
It's when I was walking through security and the security guy went, ma'am. And I walked over.
When you thought, that's it.
And I went, oh God, here we go. I was crapping my pants. And he goes, oh, hi, the new. I was like, are you having a stroke? What's actually going on here?
Yeah.
So that, and I get quoted Shrek a lot. I'm like, Shrek, donkey, things like that.
Right. Donkey.
Or maybe they're just calling me a donkey, I'm not sure.
No, yes, probably is a Shrek. I'm never sure of how good that Scottish accent.
No, I mean, he's...
Well, shouldn't have said that out loud,
nothing against you, Mr. Myers, but still.
Yeah.
But did you, when you packed your bags into your wee car and drove down to London to start a new life, how did you feel as a young actor? Was that quite scary? Because it was scary for me going over there.
It is quite scary, yeah. I had a Ford Fiesta, which is a very tiny little blue car.
Love it.
And I absolutely rammed everything I could into it and drove the 400 miles from Glasgow to London. It was a little bit, yes. It felt like a bit of a big step at the time, for sure. I didn't know a lot of people in London, but I did have a friend who had a big house, so she was renting me a room.
Love that.
So I had that. So, and still a very close friend, Arabella, who sort of looked after me. So, she's in. She's over there. So she became my sort of, I don't know, London mentor, I suppose. So you need a bit of that.
You need sort of like an anchor.
Just because otherwise, you know, these big cities can feel big and scary.
They can.
Yeah.
But what's scary, because you know, you go through life and you have so many different things that happen to you in your career and your personal life. But what about now? What scares you now? Is there anything that scares you about career or doing anything personally?
There's a lot of scary things in the world these days, aren't there? Often it's sort of trying to not let the panic for what might happen overwhelm what's actually happening, and trying to keep things in perspective, which I think is something. It's quite hard. That can be a struggle these days. I think everyone's feeling that, you know, the world is in churn right now. There's a lot going on, and I think keeping things in perspective is something we all have to. Certainly, something I have to work very hard at, just to keep breathing and keep calm, because otherwise, I don't think fear is a very helpful engine.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Well, I'm just a middle-aged cat lady, so that works for me.
Okay. Okay. Well, all power to them.
I moved to LA to be with my cat. That's the life I chose. Because there's a lot of people here, we're just going to go to fan questions.
Okay.
Now, so there's 2 mics.
Oh, good luck.
Here and here. But before we get to the mics, I do have a question from a lovely lady right there in blue at the front, because she couldn't get to the mic. Just give us a wave, Sarah.
Oh, hello, hi.
So the lovely Sarah over there.
Sarah, hello.
So
well, the lights have come up a bit. I can see you a bit more now. That's nice.
There you go, Sarah. And I've written it down for Sarah. We had a chat. Sarah says, you've done a variety of roles through your career, but is there a character you'd like to bring to life from a piece of work that you've enjoyed?
You mean that I haven't done yet?
Yes.
Oh, well, there is, but I don't, just in case it happens, I don't want to, there's something we're working on right now that hopefully, will come to fruition and will answer your question. But it's too soon to say.
Okay.
So hopefully I have an answer to your question. I just can't give it to you now, Sarah. But in about, I don't know, when would it be, maybe in about 6 months, a year's time, there might be maybe if everything were to go to plan, there might be a wee announcement. That will be the answer to your question, Sarah. I grant that for you.
And I've got a question from Carol, Sarah's mum, just sitting
All right,
there.
Sarah's mum, Carol.
Hello, the whole family's out, you guys.
Excellent.
Carol says, have you got an answer to a question that you've never been asked? Oof.
Have I got an answer to a question I've never been asked?
Yes.
That's like a puzzle, that question. So I've never been asked the question. You just want an answer to it.
Okay.
Okay, the answer to the question I've never been asked is green.
There you go. Make of that what you will.
Yeah. We'll have to retrofit what the question is to that. Good luck.
Let's choose a side. Do you want to start left or right, David?
I always go to the left.
Okay, let's go to the left. What's your name and question?
Hi, I'm Philippa.
Hi, Philippa.
So my brother got a weird book for Christmas, the Pointless book, based on the TV show, and it said it wants to definitively answer who's the best doctor, and it said the best doctor is whoever the doctor was when you were 10 or David Tennant. I think it's accurate. Do you think it's accurate?
I could not possibly comment. I think it's an interesting point, isn't it? That it's one of these shows that kind of imprints on you as a child, and if it gets its hooks into you, like it did to me as a child, it doesn't really let go. And there's something about that being caught up in the magic of those stories. When it first grabs you, when it first takes you on that journey through time and space that does live with you forever. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy all the Doctors at all times, though. I am not going to express a preference on anyone. But you're very welcome to.
Well, I was
Big
when you were the Doctor. So.
Okay.
Bit biased.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Over here, name and question.
Hi, I'm Merlin.
Hi, Merlin.
Hello. My question is, do you think mostly in words or mostly in images?
Oh,
This is a big debate in our house. Because some people in our house very much think in images, and some people in our house can't think in images. What is it? Wait, because apparently we don't all have the same relationship.
Georgia says she has aphantasia, and
Well, there you go. Yeah, what you just said. So it's interesting. I think I'm a bit of both, though. I don't think
could you
I'm
give
one or the other.
a percentage? Because I'd say I'm probably like 60-40, like images to words.
Images is 60%. I'm going to say 50-50. That's what I'm going to say. But I think it's because I feel the two are sort of merge into each other. And that words trigger images very vividly anyway. So I would find it hard to unpick.
interesting.
But I should have thought about that answer more to give you a more specific answer. But yeah.
I think that's pretty specific.
Thank you. Well, then I'm going to go with that. 50-50.
Thank you. I think in color.
Colour.
Yeah.
Well, in some people, you say a word and that triggers a colour.
Yep. So I got it feels a bit green or blue or.
Yeah, right.
So I think in color.
Yeah.
Hello, my love. What's your name and question, my friend?
Hello, I'm Sarah. I had a very similar question to the other Sarah. So
Could you come closer to the mic, my dear?
Very rarely am I.
That's better, Sarah. Now we can hear you.
That's a first. My name's Sarah. I had a question similar to the other Sarah, so
Okay.
I had to think of something else very quickly. If you could have any doctor, any villain, and any assistant in an episode, who would they be? And would it be past or future?
There is absolutely no way you're going to get me to name favourite doctors or companions. Not a chance. How much trouble would I get in?
Not favourite, just what would you think would make
It will be taken as a favourite and I will be in trouble. I cannot express a preference even in whimsy.
Past or future then? That one's not going to get you as much trouble with people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it definitely is. I don't even know how to form the sentence without getting myself in trouble. So I'm going to say that I cannot answer that, Sarah. What would yours be? There you go. I'll turn it back on you.
You.
Thank you.
obviously,
Correct answer.
Standard. See, now this is really hard.
See, it's not even easy. You just fire these questions out. Do you think in words or pictures? Which doctor would you choose? None of this is easy.
Good luck, David. Good luck.
Yeah.
Sarah, don't start with
What is the answer to the question that hasn't been asked yet? I don't know.
What can we say? Your fans are very intellectual.
Well, clearly. And it's very early on a Saturday morning.
That's fair. We've not had coffee yet. Thank you, David.
you,
I don't
Sarah.
want to get you into trouble.
Well, and you've managed to sidestep the question yourself, Sarah, just like I did. So well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Jeez, oh, David. Should we talk about your mother next? Should we do a bit of therapy?
Well, at least I might know the answer to that.
Hello, friend. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Noelle.
Hello, Noelle.
Hi, I'm a master's acting student at RCS, actually.
Oh, great. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have a two-part question. It's not that deep, don't
Is it not?
It's not
Okay,
that
I'm going to lie down.
So the first part of my kind of question is I want you to have my favorite hat.
You want me to have it?
Yeah.
Okay. What does it say on it? Come on up.
Round of applause for the hat, you guys.
It says, "Oh no, it's me again." Why is that your favorite hat?
I wear it everywhere. I want you to have it.
You want me to wear it everywhere now?
Yeah, sure.
It's very lovely. Are you sure you want to give it away?
Yeah, I bought myself another one.
Oh, okay. Then I can take it. What's the second part of your question?
The second part is I challenge you to a baby cry-off.
I don't understand who the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland are accepting as students anymore. I don't... What does that mean?
Your best baby cry. I mean, you've been around enough of them at this point.
I have, yeah. But none of them cry like babies anymore. Thankfully, mercifully. Are you going to give us yours?
I mean, yeah, but I do want to hear yours too.
I don't have one. I don't think I can do this. But we all want to hear yours, right? Come on, Noelle. Let's give it. Oh, that was very good. That was very good. I'm not going to compete with that. But if I've got anything, I'm going to write to the RCS and tell them the degree is in the post. Well done. And thanks for a lovely hat.
Thank you very much. We're going to this side now. I think we're over here. Hello, friend.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Asha, and
Hi, Asha.
sorry. In Doctor Who, is there an era that you wish you had got to visit in the TARDIS that you didn't get to?
Well, we got to go to Shakespeare's Globe, which was very exciting. I would have wanted to do that. The only one I wanted to do, they sort of did recently. I wanted to go back to the cavern and see the Beatles when they were brand new. But they've sort of done that. That was a box that got ticked after I'd left. So that was probably the only other one that I could think of. But I mean, there's lots of opportunities, aren't there? And that's one of the joys of this show, is that it's got lots of stories still to tell. Have you got any in mind?
Not really. I mean, it'd be quite cool to do like a prehistoric episode, like with dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, well, they've done a bit of that, haven't they? Or they put them on spaceships, maybe.
Yeah, it's a bit dinosaurs.
Can you do a baby cry?
I mean, I haven't been around enough to know what they really sound like.
We don't know if Noelle's been around. It's just like a skill. Oh! Very good, very good.
There's a lot of talent in this audience.
A lot of talent in this room. I don't know that any of it's any use to any of us, but it's very good to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over here, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Charlotte. And,
Hi, Charlotte.
Hi. My question is, out of any character you've ever played, who's the snappiest dresser? And did you get to keep any parts of the costume? Or would you want to have...
Snappiest dresser? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think. I did quite like Phileas Fogg's outfits in Around the World in 80 Days. They were beautifully made as well. Kate Karen was a costume designer on that, and they were just so immaculately put together. They were so perfect. They fitted me very lovely, very perfectly. I was very pleased with them. I didn't get to keep any of them. But then, to be fair, I probably wouldn't be wearing them down the high street, would I? That would be quite a bold choice. I know that the costume designer for Jessica Jones, when I was on it, went round every sort of high-end suit store in Manhattan and bought every nice purple suit that they had. So we got to choose from a very lovely selection of purple. Again, didn't get to keep any of them. So no, it tends to be, if the clothes are very nice, they tend to hang on to them. They don't really want to give them away. So, but I've been very lucky. I mean, it was one of the great joys if you work with a great costume designer, that they can come up with such brilliant sorts of things that elevate how you look. So it's one of the great joys of my job that I don't have to think about it, that clever people get to dress me. Thank goodness. Because otherwise, my characters would be not looking so good, let's put it that way, if I had to decide for myself. But yeah, I'd say that.
Thank you. Well, looking good today in the cardi.
It's a bit of a cardigan.
And a bit of colour in the socks. There you go, look at that. Check it out.
Yeah?
Heck yeah. Can we have a round of applause for the foot? 2 feet.
2 feet. These are new socks. These are one of the few pairs of socks I own that don't have holes in them.
There you go. Why is it that men always have holes in their socks? That's a good thing.
Because
why is
if this bit is intact,
right,
nobody sees this bit. So why throw a sock away if it's still working?
Drives me nuts.
Well, what? It drives my wife nuts as well.
My
What's
ex-husband always had like holes in it, and it wasn't the reason for divorce.
Was it not?
No, there was other reasons. But I used to.
Do you want to go into that now?
Should we talk about my mother?
Yes, I think we should.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Therapy.
What happened? Where did it all go wrong? There you go. Very good.
Okay, enough of that. Enough of therapy. Let's go over here. What's your name, my love?
Hi there. I'm Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hi there. And I wanted to know, do you have any more stage in the works?
Well, staged was so particular to the global pandemic that we all lived through.
I'm sorry. I meant theater.
Oh, I see.
Do you have are you planning another play?
I'm always sort of thinking about it, but I'm not. I've got none in the diary, as it were. So I don't. There's always, possibilities and conversations and hope, but I don't have any planned right now. I can't announce any tickets going on sale or anything like that. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be quite a good place to do it. There's lots of people there.
Absolutely.
But no, not yet. But you'll be amongst the first to know.
I hope so. You did it last time. You did announce in New York.
Yeah, I know. Not this time.
Okay.
Thank
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Hello, friend. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Damien.
Hello.
I was wondering, what was your favourite episode to film of Doctor Who?
Favorite episode.
Yeah. It's hard to pick favourites. I really don't do it. And it's not just to avoid being, condemned for choosing the wrong one. I find it really difficult, especially with something like Doctor Who, because every episode was so different, because it had a different cast, a different location, a different feel to it. It's one of the great things about doing a show like Doctor Who is it's not very samey. It changes every couple of weeks. It's an entirely different set of circumstances, set of people to work with, a different type of story. So it feels weird to choose favourites because they were all very individual, and I remember them all very vividly and very differently, and very fondly. So I don't think I do have a favourite. I suppose it was always nice when old friends would return. That was just to get to see people again. So I suppose the moments when the cast would sort of come together, from a personal point of view, I remember them particularly fondly. But I don't have an individual favourite. It's one of those shows that I remember. I have so many happy memories of it, and they're all so different and vivid and clear that it feels like it would be disloyal to single anyone out, I think.
Thank you very much.
What's your favourite?
I don't think I can pick a favourite either, to be fair.
What was I didn't hear that.
They can't pick a favourite.
Can't pick a favourite. Quite right too.
You're my favourite, though. You're my favourite Doctor.
Oh, that is acceptable. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Hello, friend. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Rosie.
Hi, Rosie.
And I saw you in Macbeth in December.
Oh, thank you for coming along.
And you were really cool, and I loved that play so much. And I was wondering if there's another Shakespeare play that you'd like to do but haven't gotten the opportunity to do yet.
Oh, there's loads of them, yeah. There's loads of them. I'd love to do Iago in Othello. I think that's such a great play. They're brilliant. Yes, round of applause for a 400-year-old play. Excellent. I love that. But then I'd also quite like to be in Midsummer Night's Dream. And I don't even know which part I'd like to play. I just love that play so much. And then, I don't know, what else? Measure for Measure's pretty great. I think Angelo's a really great, complicated part in Measure for Measure. 12th Night's another one. But again, there's a few different parts I'd like to go at in that, so it's quite hard to choose. I know there's sort of too much to do and not enough time. Not enough. I need another 70 years to get through them all. I could make 124, right?
Why not?
Yeah, come on.
Why not?
Come on.
Do you still get the jitters when you do live theatre? Because I don't feel nervous here, but I get the jitters when I'm doing stand-up. So there's a different feeling.
Stand-up must be terrifying, though.
It is, but it's fun. It's
Yeah.
storytelling.
I suppose.
That's all it is, really.
But if you're in a room and it's not working,
But if there's one person that locks into you,
then they'll do.
is that the same with theatre? Do you have the same?
Well, it's less transactional, I suppose, immediately, because it's something like Macbeth. You're not necessarily chasing laughs. I mean, I chased a couple.
Yeah.
But it's not the sort of...
No.
It's not... Whereas with stand-up, it's quite binary, isn't it? Yes or no. Did this work?
But there's an energy you can feel from a crowd. And
Yeah.
I think that feels contagious when the crowd is low or when the crowd is high.
Yeah, right.
Do you feel that in theatre?
I think you do a bit, for sure, yeah. But yeah, I know I do still get nervous.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to get any easier,
It
annoyingly.
means you care, I think. It means you care about the work.
Well, I hope so, yeah.
I hope so too.
Yeah. That fear of failing is very,
that's what keeps
tenacious.
you going. Thank you so much, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. Hello, friend. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Han.
Hi.
Hi. And I would love to, I'm a big fan of your podcast.
Oh, thank you.
It's really, really lovely. Especially, I love the recent episode you did with Georgia, where she took over.
Yes.
We were learned so much about the two of you. It was so lovely. And I would love to know, dead or alive, which person would you love to have as a guest? And what questions would you ask them?
Oh, I mean, it's hard to know, isn't it? Because there's sort of, if it's that open, if I can literally have anyone, who would I like? You, yes. I'd like that person there. And I'd like to ask them, why do you think you'd be a good guest on my podcast? No idea. That's a very poor guest choice. I don't know. It's really just anyone that it's been finding the people who would come on it has been an interesting sort of, there's no real logic to it. It's a little bit of, it's just a kind of sense that person would be a good guest. It's a bit instinctive rather than logical often. And we're not currently recording a new one, so I haven't really set my mind to it. But I think I really enjoyed the one where Georgia took over, because she was really good at it. And I sort of think she should probably take over the whole thing, really. So I'd like to see... maybe I should let Georgia draw up the list of guests. Maybe that's what to do, because maybe she clearly has an instinct for it. Yes. So you need to ask her.
Okay.
Thank you. Great question. Thank you. Let's go over. Hello, my dear.
Hi.
Name, please.
My name is Linoy.
Hi.
And I want to say one thing first. You were the first, Doctor Who was the first show that I watched with my mom when I matured to more adult shows and not cartoons. And you were absolutely our favorite doctor. So thank you for that. That was amazing bonding time.
Thank you very much. That's lovely to hear.
And I wanted to ask, not choosing favorites here, but if you could choose to play a super villain or superhero, doesn't matter the age, the gender, whatever, if you could choose to play one, which one do you think you would like to have the opportunity to play?
Well, I mean, I think in terms of supervillains, I got the best one with Kilgrave. I was quite pleased with that. That worked out quite nicely for me. I was quite happy with that. In terms of superheroes, I don't know. I did slightly have my eye on Reed Richards, and unfortunately, it looks like they've gone in a different direction. Although, if it has to be someone, I'm very happy for it to be Pedro Pascal, frankly. Yes. So, yeah, I don't know who's left. I mean...
It doesn't matter if somebody played it. Just if you had the opportunity right now, it never had been done before. You're not replacing anyone.
Right.
You want to play it.
Well, I would have quite liked to be Reed Richards. I'd quite like to be able to do all that. So I'll stick with that, even though it's gone, even though it's going to be a while before there's another go at that, I think, unfortunately.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to ask a quick Pedro Pascal question.
Oh, go on.
Are you aware of the daddy meme? The Pedro Pascal, he says, "I'm your daddy."
What?
You got to look it up. So I was going to ask you, who's the bigger daddy, you or Pedro Pascal?
What? What are the criteria?
Hey, it's a mystery to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, it will definitely be him. he's Mr. Fantastic. So, you know, in every sense of the word.
It's fair.
I think Pedro Pascal's great. I'm very, very pleased that he exists.
Guys, give a cheer if you think that Pedro Pascal is the bigger daddy. And Mr. Tennant? We solved it.
Are you listening, Pedro? Did you hear that?
We solved it. Hello, my friend. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Lexi. It's my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
If you can't tell by what I'm wearing, my favorite show is Taking Over the Asylum.
Yes. Where did you get the top?
My best friend Ash made it for me by hand.
Wow. Well done, Ash. That's amazing.
Gorgeous.
There's probably a lot of people in here who have no idea what that reference is. This was something I did, well, I don't know, 30 years ago? Oh, wow. More. But thank you. Probably before you were born. Yeah, quite considerably before you were born. But thank you for seeking it out and for being such a fan that you've had the top made. I think that's great.
My question for you is, in the role, it's with bipolar disorder, it's quite a hard thing to act out. And also it was one of your first roles after, I believe, Dramarama with Neil. Being so young and this being one of your your first big show, how was that for you and what did you struggle with?
Well, I was just really, for anyone who doesn't know, this was a show set in a psychiatric hospital in Glasgow. And I played someone who had been sectioned, called Campbell Bain, who had bipolar disorder, who spent a lot of his time quite manic, although he also suffered periods of depression as well. At that age, I think I was 22 maybe when I got the part, 23, and it was a big deal. And these were amazing scripts. That's the first thing. You kind of go, it was brilliantly written. So that is what you base most of that's your starting point. But obviously with something like that, I didn't know a lot about bipolar disorder. I went and met a lot of people and I read a lot, and it was fascinating that what had been written in the script actually was a very accurate portrayal. Certainly that's what I was told by the people that I went to and sought reflections and help on. And that, it was a real privilege and an honor to be able to tell that story, and and people wanted to share their experience, and that was hugely helpful. And a lot of people who were sufferers of manic depression or who had experience of it were hugely generous with their time and with their advice. So it was a combination of the script and a lot of people who were very happy to help. But it was a great opportunity, and that show probably changed everything for me professionally from that moment on. It was as a result of being in that show that I packed up my Ford Fiesta and drove to London. So it was a big one for me, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great question. Thank you, my love. Yeah, a round of applause.
I like this thing with the lights they do. It's very exciting as the light comes up. We don't know what. Oh, look at that!
Hey! Oh, you look amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
What's your name?
Jules.
Hi, Jules.
Hi. I will try to keep this short. Macbeth was fantastic.
Thank you.
I was wondering, either while you were doing it or after, if you could think of any other play that could benefit a lot from the sound design choices that were done with the headphones. Did you think of
for anyone who doesn't know, I did a production of Macbeth recently that the entire auditorium was wired up with headphones. So and we all had little Madonna mics, sort of just here, which meant that we could whisper very quietly, which is not something you can usually do in a theatre production. Usually we don't have microphones, or if we do, they're certainly not ones that we can whisper into and guarantee that will be recreated in everyone's ear holes. And it also meant that they could mix in music and sound effects. And so it was a very particular thing. It's not, it was specific to that production. And it was a fantastic technique that I loved using. So yes, I'm sure there are other productions that could use it very well. But then, I don't know, that was specific. The reason we got there was because the director had this idea about being inside Macbeth's head, especially as a soldier coming back from war, as a father who'd lost a child. What had that done to Macbeth? And we did a lot of research into post-traumatic stress disorder, what that does to people when people hear voices, when people see things that aren't there, all of which, of course, is something that happens in the play to Macbeth. So that was where this idea came from. How do we put an audience inside a head that is struggling with all that noise, with all that, some sounds that are true, sometimes sounds that are not true, but sound true, that move around your head. So it very much, I think that's what you'd have to do. Rather than going, we're going to use this technique and slap it on something else, you have to find a reason why it works for the version of the story that you're wanting to tell. So I'm sure there are other plays, and I'm sure there are other productions of plays that we know and plays that have not been written yet that could use that beautifully and credibly and very creatively. But I think you've got to approach it from the right direction. You've got to be inspired by the material to take you to that technology rather than the other way around. So that's not a way of not answering a question. It's just a way of explaining how we got there and how another production might end up there too, I'd say.
Let's hope so. Thank you.
But thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Spotlight over here. Hello.
Wow, it's Rose Tyler.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
I wrote down what I want to say. I'll be that fan that makes you feel old by saying that I was a teenager when I first became a fan of you, and I now have a teenager.
Wow. And I'm still only 25, so that doesn't seem likely. That didn't get enough of a laugh, because frankly, that was a sort of derisory snort from the audience. I could still play 25. Sorry.
Doctor Who was a fairly big part of my late teens. And
can you just be a wee bit closer to the microphone, because I'm getting deaf, I think.
Doctor Who was a fairly big part of my late teens and early 20s, but my kids don't like Doctor Who.
Oh.
But because you did so many children's programs, I got my little fix through that.
Okay.
So my favourite character was Twigs in Tree
Tree
Fruit
Fruit
Tom, until his voice changed.
His voice did change. Because I wasn't available for series 2. Yeah.
Wasn't fun after that. Also, you did CBeebies Bedtime Stories.
I did.
That was always fun.
Yes.
And DuckTales. We went mad for DuckTales, yeah. And what was the last one? I've lost where I was. Sorry.
Oh,
you read stories to my girls because they loved How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, yes.
So while I'm putting my toddlers to bed, you're reading them a bedtime story.
I like to be of service.
Because I had to make arrangements for my kids before I could commit to go here, I missed being able to meet you, but I made you something. Can I run down and give it to you?
Oh, sure, yes.
Round of applause.
I've been told it's not voodoo.
It's beautiful. Look at that, everyone. Get in the light, get in the light, get in the light. Focus, focus. That is you made this.
And it's all white, so you can pose the arms and things, so you can move it around.
Oh, it's an action figure.
Yeah.
It's a crocheted action figure.
Crochet you.
This is a whole new brand. This is fantastic. Look, you've even got the pinstripes on there. How long did it take you?
Just over a week.
That just took you a week.
I finished it last night.
This is very impressive. A round of applause for Jenny.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very kind.
Thank you. Thank you for being my doctor as well, see.
You're very welcome. You're really very welcome. And I'm sorry that your kids don't understand.
So broad that they did understand, like, you could be a fan of you and not have to like Doctor Who.
That is also true. Thank you for pointing that out. I just recorded a new How to Train Your Dragon book this week. So you can keep them going. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you very much. Thank you for this.
Thank you so much.
Look at that, look.
How do we look? It's missing the colourful socks. That's what I would say. But,
it's got its...
It's gorgeous. You're so talented.
I know, look at that.
That's amazing.
And it's posable.
Wonderful. Oh my God, is he all right there?
You can sit there.
There you go. You can put the hat on him.
Hat on? No. It's a little big.
Oh my God, I love it. Thank you.
Oh no, it's me again. Look at that.
Gorgeous. There you go. The likeness is incredible.
It is.
It's incredible, especially up close. I can't tell who I'm talking
Can't
to.
really tell which is which.
Thank you. We've got time for 2 more questions. So we're going to take one from the left and one from the right. So this is the last one on the left.
Hi.
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Katie.
Hi, Katie.
I don't think my crochet skills are that good.
I mean, whose are? Only Jenny's.
We were wondering, when you're preparing for a role, is there a difference in the way you prepare for something that's sci-fi or fantasy based in comparison to something that's more real world based in both the role and sort of anticipating potentially a big fandom?
Well, I suppose there's a very practical consideration that if it's something from some sort of fantasy world, there's not a lot of research you can do. I mean, there might be a source material you can read, and there might be a creator you can talk to, but that's different from, for instance, playing a real person. Even then, there's a lot of stuff that you want to make sure you're addressing and getting right, and making decisions about what has to be accurate and what can be interpreted artistically. So that's a different process for sure. So yes, I guess there's a very sort of obvious practicality. But then if it's something, whether it's from a source material or a new piece of work, if it's set in a different time period, you want to make sure you're getting all that right. So yes, it's very specific to what it is. But obviously, yes, there's a big difference. If I'm playing Abraham Lincoln, there's a lot of things I can make sure I'm trying to get right. Whereas if I'm playing Commander Zog from the 51st century, more of that is probably left to my imagination, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my love. Thank you. Last question. Hello, friend. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jax.
Hi, Jax.
Hi. I first saw you in Casanova, and then...
Oh, yeah. Big up the Casanova posse in.
And then you got the Doctor Who role. And I'm going to embarrass myself a little bit here, because I didn't know anything about you. I thought your Giacomo and Doctor Who accent was your natural accent.
Yeah, no, sure.
So I was incredibly impressed by your Scottish accent.
I know, isn't it good? I have been keeping this up for years now.
And so my question is actually, given that you've played a lot of roles where you haven't done your natural accent, and also that you've been living in London for a long time, I was wondering if you thought that your natural accent had actually sort of mellowed or changed slightly, or sound different to when you were a little kid? Not that anybody can really...
Yeah, I don't feel like it's changed at all. But my wife will tell me if I'm around Scottish people, she starts to not be able to understand me anymore.
It gets faster.
Yeah, did you do that too?
Yeah, I lived in London for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I would talk like this and pronounce all my S's and T's.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get drunk or I'm with a Scottish person, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I don't notice it happening. In my head, I'm just being very consistent, but apparently I will give in to a Scottish accent if there's one nearby. So it's amazing that you can understand either of us,
I know.
frankly.
Although I'm being terribly polite.
Yes, we are being quite polite.
We're being very polite right now. This is their posh accent. But I'm actually really glad, David, that they've actually found us out.
Yes.
And we don't have to mask anymore.
I know, it would be nice to drop it, wouldn't it?
Totally, God.
Yeah, so apparently I have. I don't feel like I have, but apparently I have. The only thing I consciously changed was yogurt.
Do you not say yogurt?
I used to say yogurt.
Really?
And it felt, well, because that's what you say in Scotland, you say
Traitor.
yogurt. I know. I just sort of, over the years, I decided to make a conscious decision to go to yogurt.
Yogurt. See, I see in America now, I can't say bottle of water. I've got to say bottle of water.
Bottle of water.
Or else they go, what was that, ma'am?
Yeah.
Bottle of water.
Yeah.
Or Atlanta.
Well, if I have to spell my name on the telephone, I have to, the final A, I have to say in an English accent. So I go Tennant, because otherwise they hear Tennant.
Yeah.
They think it's another E.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that I suppose I have had to knock the edges off my accent so the Sassenachs can understand me.
I know, for God's sake, man.
Yeah.
What's it like?
I don't know.
God, what are they bloody like, man?
It's awful, isn't it?
They're after heads.
Ach.
Thank you for that lovely question.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
question.
Before we wrap the panel, I just wanted to say thank you to the fans. Fan questions, round of applause. I wanted to do one wee thing, David, and then we're going to do a stage selfie, if that's okay.
Oh, right.
Because there was a lot of chat about baby cries.
Oh, yes.
Don't worry, I'm not going to get you to
Nope,
do it.
not doing it.
I want you guys to do it as a group. So in 3, 2, 1, I want you all to wail like you've never wailed before. You want to count us down?
3, 2, 1.
It just sounds like the whole audience is dying.
Yeah, it didn't sound great.
Horrible.
Didn't sound great.
Okay, guys, we're going to do a stage selfie and then we're going to say goodbye to David. Are you ready, David? Get your shoes on, bloody hell.
Get my shoes on.
Get your shoes on.
Get your shoes
Get
on.
your shoes on, hen.
Come on.
Right, let's go. Listen to us.
Right.
Here we go. Right, we're going to do a stage. Can you do one with my phone as well? Yes. Oh, and can I have one as well? Can you do one for me and then that? Thank you. So I'm very bossy. Thank you. Can you do one for me and then do that? Thank you. I'm sorry. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, again, 3, 2, 1. You want me to do it? Yeah, sure. Okay, we're going to do another one. Are you ready? You guys good? Right, okay.
This is very meta. This is us now taking a photograph so someone can take a photograph of us taking a photograph.
You've got the long arms. Right, Reed Richards it. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Guys, please give on up for the wonderful David Tennant!